Joined by head coach Scott Yoder from Shenandoah football. And coach, let's talk a little bit about last year coming into this year. Started off the year great. You're up there at the top of the league in the ODAC standings for a while, and then a couple games toward the end of the year kind of went up and down for you a little bit. Talk a little bit about that experience and being at that point, and maybe how hungry the guys are to get back to the top and therefore stay at the top this time.
I think every year you have to start kind of new, even if you have some familiar faces. I don't think it's wise to think we're just going to pick up where we left off last year. That being said, for the program, the last 2 years we've been competitive into November and have come up short against some really good teams and haven't been there at the end. And certainly we need to take that next step. But everybody starts fresh every year, and one of our goals is to get to Halloween time, end of October, and be in that ODAC race, which we've done the last 2 years, and we're excited to take another shot at it this year.
Well, one guy helping you do that, taking those shots, and I'm glad you backed away from saying pick off and pick up instead, is right. You got your quarterback back in Hayden Bosserman. First teamer last year, really threw the ball well for you there. Talk a little bit about what you expect out of him this year for his senior season.
Hayden's done such a great job every year that he's been with us. He's gotten better every year, takes it upon himself to improve individually in the offseason. He's cut some weight. He's made some gains in the weight room. So I think he's going to be a tremendous leader. Certainly, kind of as he goes, we go. If he has a great game, there's a really good chance that Shenandoah won the football game. So we're looking forward to him having a great year and leading our offense. He led the country in throwing the football in all divisions last year, and we'd love to keep that trend up. That's what we want to do. That's what makes us explosive. And we all know if you've got a great quarterback, you got a really good chance to have a really good year. So, things are pointing in the right direction.
Your offense also has a lot of dynamic guys on the outside and in the other skill positions, like running back Jalen Hudson comes to mind as not just your running back, but also a key kick returner at times. Talk a little about what you see from the guys in the outside and in your backfield a little bit, helping out that offense.
Well, certainly Hayden's benefited from having some really good players around him. You mentioned Jalen. He's going to be a guy that we're going to use him the way we did last year. Get him the football, touches more important than where he's actually lining up. So we'll see him all over the place. Jake Wallace had a great freshman campaign, and he had a really nice spring. I think he's going to have a breakout sophomore year. Casey Stewart is a big target on the outside for us. Adrian Daniil had a really good spring. So got some guys that can really help and make some plays. And we've been running back by committee for a couple years now, and Mario Wisdom and Jordan Hunter and Izzy Johnson, and we got a whole host of guys that we're going to sort itself out. We're going to have 2-3 guys helping us on each Saturday.
When we take a look at the other side of the ball, the defensive side, that's really where I think Shenandoah started to make its change around from you, and that's obviously coming directly from you as being, I think, defensive coordinator at Hobart, where you're coming from, right?
Yes.
A few years back. So that's been a big difference for Shenandoah over the past few years. What do you see from the defensive side this year? Are you going to be as strong as you've been trending to over the past couple of years?
I think we can take a step forward on that side of the ball just in the fact that we've got a lot of guys returning and everybody's a year older. We'll be one more year more comfortable in the system, and we've got some really good talent. So I think we're excited about that side of the ball. Obviously we know how we play. Our offense is not defense friendly on either side. We strike quickly. We're never out of a game, but we're not controlling the clock. We don't even worry about time management. So sometimes the defense gets stuck out there, but our staff's done a really good job, and I know that we're going to take a step forward in that regard. It's just how much can we max out on both sides of the ball to squeeze as much success out of the season as we can.
Let's take a look at a league perspective here right now, and you touched on an interesting topic there about time management and whatnot. When you've got squads like yours that don't worry about the time, but then you have squads like Randolph-Macon, which they're pushing 40 minutes all the time, trying to keep the ball. What do you think how do you think the league stacks up in that sort of coaching philosophy perspective when you're looking at the teams around the league?
Well, first of all, it's such a great league week in and week out, and anybody who knows it knows that because it's really styles of play and matchups, very much like the NFL, and that's why I don't think anybody's ever out of this league. You've got great coaching, and if you look at games, if you play a Washington Lee or a Randolph-Macon and it's their style game, Shenandoah is going to have trouble winning that type of game. They want to control the clock, they want to be ahead, they want to ground and pound you, and you get almost 2 less possessions a game. You look at what happened last year, you know, if we can make Randolph-Macon play our style, which is they have to chase us, move them out of their comfort zone, then it's going to be more to our liking. So I think that's what makes the league so competitive and exciting. And all good coaches, you know, you're going to have to out-coach them every week and outperform them and out-execute them, or you're not going to win no matter what your record is going in.
And we've got some change coming to the league this year for the first time in a while. You got Ferrum coming in now, is making the 8th team in the league. And you've got a change at Washington Lee, the head coach from a team that was an NCAA playoff squad last year. Talk a little bit about those changes coming into the league this year.
Well, I think Ferrum is a great addition. You know, that relationship from the ODAC to the USA South has kind of have been consistent for the leagues, but also for us. Ferrum's a longtime Shenandoah rival. We've played them out of conference. Now it'll be an in-conference game. So, you know, and they bring a lot of talent to the league, and we're excited about that addition. Going to make for some great league games for sure. Certainly the change at W&L, you know, they've kind of been up near the top for a while now. So I'm sure you got 7 other teams that hoping that's not going to be consistent. But W&L is always a strong program, and as are all the rest of the ODAC schools. And we know we're going to have to bring our best every Saturday.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining me today. Good luck this season.
Thanks, JJ.